Do you want to build a successful freelance writing business so you can quit that job you probably hate and actually make money writing online at home? I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to quit my six-figure job and build a multi-six-figure writing business in a few short years. Hopefully it gives you some inspiration to see what's possible, plus I'm going to show you some actionable tips that you can start doing today to start making that dream a reality. Before we get into this epic story again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any of these new videos coming out every single week. New to the channel, thank you again for being here. My name is Leonard. I'm a six-figure writer and the creator of Inspire Your Success, a blog, podcast, and YouTube channel committed to helping ending the broke writer stigma. So to start, we have to go all the way back to 5 years ago. Now, this was a New Year's resolution I did that actually paid off. I started my blog 5 years ago in January of 2016, and while it sounds a little bit cliche, I really never knew the impact it would have and how much my life would change because of it. Now, I'd love to tell you I just started a blog and made all this money from affiliate revenue and I was just rolling in, living the laptop lifestyle. But that's completely wrong. I struggled for years. And so we're gonna help you speed up success by really learning from my story to give you some of that inspiration and tips. So again, I started the blog. I was in a corporate job. I was doing national sales at Yelp.com. By any means, it was a good job, right? I had stock. I was playing ping pong on break. There was a keg in the office. Quite frankly, it was an easy job for me. But I got to the point where I just wanted more. Maybe you can relate to that, where you feel like there's just more out there and you just have your mind wandering at work all the time and you just don't feel like you should be chained to a desk the rest of your life. At least that's how I felt. And so I took action. I started this blog. And again, it was not overnight success. But I do remember about 5 months into the journey, I did have my first article go viral. I remember it so vividly. I was literally driving to the dentist office and I just took a look at like my stats on my phone of the daily website traffic, and this thing was blown up. It was like here and then it was like all the way up here. I was just like blown away because one of my articles got featured on Rockstar Finance. So again, if you do know that site, shout out to Jay Money who started that back in the day, and it gave me so much hope. Again, I did not make millions of dollars or anything from this post, but it made me realize what is possible with blogging and writing. I was at it part-time, so I was still doing the corporate stuff, even though I was working a little bit on my blog at work. But again, I just wasn't really taking it serious. And at that time, I really started following Tony Robbins, and I went to one of his seminars, and I'll never forget, he said, if you want to take the island, you got to burn the boats. And I realized for me, that was what I had to do. I just could not stay at a job I hated for the rest of my life. I just did not want to end up with those regrets. And I knew I would never take blogging and making money online with online businesses serious if I was still in a 9-to-5. Because again, I was still in the comfort zone. I was still getting that paycheck every 2 weeks. And I felt like I was just living life as a hamster, just on the wheel, doing the same thing every week, every month. And I just got tired of it. So I made a plan. I saved up as much money as I could. And May 11th, 2017, I quit my job. It was terrifying. Everyone thought I was going through a quarter-life crisis. People were judging me, family, friends, coworkers. Everyone thought I was nuts. Hell, even I thought I was a little bit crazy. I was like, what did I do? I just was left a $100,000 job and I had only made $200 online. Yeah, I forgot to tell you that part. So I had only made $200 from my blog. Again, bold strategy, Cotton. But I just had that belief. I had this thing. I just kept going on Business Insider and Yahoo, and I'd see these people talking about blogging and writing and their success stories. And I just kept asking myself, how come I can't do that? What makes them any more different than me? And at the end of the day, I couldn't find anything. It's not like they were super smart and like these unbelievable degrees and they just were so much more experienced. They just bet on themselves and they made it happen. And so that's what I did as well. But again, quitting your job without any income, not the best idea that I would tell anyone. But I had saved up a good amount, and the first few months were a blast. I was like, I had all this freedom. I was working at home, hanging out with my dog, was making my own hours. I was going to golf when I wanted to. Like, everything was going cool, except one problem. I wasn't making very much money. And so finally, this turned into, from this freedom, I can do it, I'm super motivated, to, oh my God, I am literally like going through all my savings and I'm starting to get credit card debt. Now that was absolutely terrifying at the time. And so finally, after about 8 months, so again, I quit in May of 2017, finally at the end of the year, I was actually on a family vacation. I was with my mom and dad and girlfriend, just, supposed to be this awesome trip. And at the end of the day, I was miserable because I felt like a massive failure. I felt like I'd let everyone down. I was trying to act like I was super successful, but I wasn't. I was literally waking up early on vacation and staying up late blogging and doing stuff to try and make some affiliate sales and grow my email list. I was literally working nonstop. Everyone else was down at the pool having fun on vacation. I'm there stressing out, literally so confused on what to do and taking on debt, and I just did not know what to do. So this was kind of the time where I realized I gotta change it, or literally I'm gonna have to go back to a job next year. And so at that point I realized that blogging was not for me. I was not good at running my own blog. I didn't understand SEO and Pinterest and Facebook ads and all the other things that come with running your own blog. But I loved writing. That was what got me into this whole thing. And so I started writing, and I started freelancing to start January of 2018. And the first month I made $650. And at the time you might think, well, that's not even gonna pay for your rent or your mortgage. But you're right. But it gave me so much confidence because I was like, wait, I actually have consistency here. Let's see what happens. The next month I doubled it, made over $1,000. Within a few months, I had almost made $5,000 in a single month. And that's when I realized if I can make like 4 or 5 grand a month, I can absolutely keep this dream alive and figure it out. And so freelance writing literally changed my life. From January of 2018 to January of 2019, I went from making $650 in a month to $6,500 in a single month. It was crazy because at that time, in January of 2019, I was coming up on 3 years of having a blog and almost 2 years since quitting my 9-to-5. And I started to realize, hey, I can actually do this. I can make money online writing. So now I wanna go over 5 of those tips that I learned really in that first year to help you succeed. Because again, freelancing to me changed everything. So let's start there. Tip number 1 is freelance writing is better than blogging. And look, I get it. A lot of blogs out there promise the world making passive income and affiliate sales and selling courses. And don't get me wrong, you 100% can. But if you love writing, don't get started blogging, because sadly, running a blog is not very much writing. In fact, it's more about doing all that stuff I talked about, like Google and Pinterest and paid ads and social media. It's not nearly as much writing. So if you want to make money writing, start freelancing. It is so much easier to get started. The second thing that I learned in this first year is that you need to write what you love. And so I talk about this in depth to everyone I work with inside Freelance to 5K, one of my writing courses, because I think this is so important. A lot of people think, hey, I'm gonna go to this niche or this niche because it's popular and this one I've heard you can make money on. Well, you know what? If you do that, you might not actually write content you love. And sure enough, if you have to write a 2,000 or 4,000 word mega blog post for a client and you despise the content or it just doesn't interest you at all, it is going to be so mind-numbingly boring. And I say this from experience because I started out as a personal finance writer, and while I really liked finance in the beginning and I even published a book as well about it, I eventually just kind of got tired of talking about Roth IRAs and different personal finance things because that's really not where my passion was. I was way more passionate about motivation and self-improvement and golf. Those were really the big things that were dominating my life. And so finally, after that first year, I realized I'm done with personal finance. I'm done writing about stuff I don't enjoy. I want to just write content I love. And that's the beauty of running your own business freelancing. You don't have to write content you hate. In the beginning, you might take some of those low-paying gigs, or you might do something to build your portfolio, but please remember, this is your business. This is no one else's. You get to work with clients you like, writing about content you love. All right, tip number 3 is more clients are not the answer. And so a lot of freelance writers, when they're getting started, think, oh man, I have to have 5, 10 clients so that way I can make a lot of money. Well, here's the thing. At one point, I think I had almost 10 clients by the time I hit January of 2019, that first year. And while it was super cool to have over $6,000 in income, it absolutely was draining working with that many clients. And the reason is that I just was so in that scarcity mindset of, oh my gosh, I can't let any of these clients go. I worked so hard to get them. And that's when I realized, hey, I have so many clients now, I can always get more. And I kind of switched my mindset. And from there I just said, hey, I'm only gonna work with clients that pay me a certain rate or clients that I just love to work with. And so I actually dropped a few clients and then I started charging higher rates. Now this was a game changer. I went from 10 cents per word to 20 or 25 cents per word pretty much overnight. I started pitching new clients and I started landing gigs. Pretty much instantly, I started making $200 to $500 per blog post, and it only took me a few hours to write. And so again, more clients is not the answer. Raising your rates is. So how do you raise your rates? Well, you just kind of decide one day when you realize that, hey, I have enough experience in a certain niche and I'm a good writer, I can help clients. That's when you just have to have the belief in yourself to make it happen. And as one of my mentors, James Wedmore, says, there is no mayor of the internet. No one's gonna come out there and say, hey, it's time for you to raise your rates. This comes down to the life that you want to create. If you're spending all your time with really low paying clients that have a lot of edits and they take all this time out of your day, it is going to be exhausting. Instead, work with a select few, always more than one, because if you just have one client, you're basically in a job because they control your revenue and your income. If they fire you, all of a sudden you have none. That's why I always tell anyone I work with, diversify, have 2 to 4 clients if possible, and again, charge your worth. Tip number 4 from this journey was to pitch more clients. Now, I just said you don't need a lot of clients to make it happen, but you need the right clients. And most people don't realize that pitching is just a numbers game. You have to get your offer, which is your copywriting or content writing rates, out into the world. You have to make sure people know who you are. And again, you're gonna hear a lot of no's, you're gonna hear a lot of crickets, but that's okay. Again, it builds confidence, it helps you understand how to communicate yourself and your offer, and it gets more people in your ecosystem, because a lot of times clients might not say yes right then and there, but they'll say follow up next month, follow up next quarter. And if you're scheduling these things out in your calendar, you can follow up and they'll say, hey, thanks so much. Yeah, we have our new yearly budget and we do have some new content needs. Thank you again. And again, that's a seed you planted back in the past. So again, think about it for the long term. You should be in this not just for a quick buck, but for a long-term business that helps you have freedom and flexibility in your schedule. So again, pitch more clients. Even if you have a full roster of clients, keep pitching. Do not get complacent, because again, I was there and I kind of hit that plateau and it was so hard because I was so comfortable. So again, keep pitching new clients so you can charge higher rates and keep working with people you love. And tip number 5 is to master and guard your time. Your schedule is so important. And when you start working for yourself and writing and working at home, it is not easy to do, because think about it. In the real world, in that 9 to 5 corporate, or it's 8 to 4 or whatever hours you have, there's kind of a time where you're supposed to show up, a time where you take lunch, and a time where you leave. But you and I both know those 8 hours a day, you are not working all 8 hours. I mean, let's get real. I think these studies have shown that like an average person works about 2 of those 8 hours, spends the other time going to the bathroom and shooting the shit with everybody and checking social media and just doing stupid stuff. But if you do that on your own time, running your own business, it's gonna be really hard to make money. So you really need to master your schedule. And so anyone I work with, I always tell them, hey, every Sunday, block out your upcoming week and what you're gonna do, when you're gonna do it. Say, I'm gonna write it this day, I'm gonna edit this day, I'm gonna pitch new clients this day. Plan out your schedule. Book everything in advance. Again, you have to be super integral with your schedule to scale your business. Hopefully those 5 tips are helpful, and let me know which one you found the most helpful down in the comments before we jump into part 2 of the story. This May of 2021, it's gonna be 4 years since I left that corporate world and again have went on to build a multi-6-figure writing business. Honestly, I still can't believe I did it, but I want you to realize I'm no different than you. I don't have any fancy writing degree. I don't have years of experience or this Rolodex of people that I knew in the industry. I just figured it out. And I went and I hired mentors and I joined writing courses and I wrote a ton of content to make it happen. That's the beauty of it. I have a skill now that will pay me the rest of my life if I want it. But that's what I want for you. I don't want you to think it's gonna come overnight, it's gonna happen instantly. You have to get in the game. And really since then, I've continued to freelance for 2 to 3 clients at any given time. I've started writing on Medium because I really like sharing content like this to help others. Because again, it's content like this that literally transformed my life because I saw other people doing it. And so I love sharing with others. So again, if you're not following me on Medium, make sure to click the link in the bio there because I share so much about freelancing and entrepreneurship. Medium is great. I think of it as kind of like my side hustle. Freelance writing is still where the majority of my income comes in. And then again, I get to share on Medium, make money through the Medium Partner Program. But there's so many things out there. So overall, I've done all kinds of things. I've published 3 books, self-published. I've ghostwritten 2 more books, made money with my blog, not very much, a lot more with freelance writing. And so I've kind of seen what's available to make money as a writer. And here are some tips that I want to give you if you're just getting started. So as I mentioned, I've done a little bit of everything in the online writing world, but if I could just say, if there's one way, if you are wanting to make consistent money and you want to get paid to write words, the fastest way to do it is with content. The fastest way to do it is with freelance content writing. Now, copywriting might pay a little bit more, but if you're not super experienced on sales and persuasion, it's gonna be a little harder to get started. And content's a great way to get your feet wet, kind of understand the process, start working with clients. And then as you evolve, you can start doing more copywriting gigs, as that's a totally different skill set, but a very, very valuable one. Number 1, please pick a writing niche. This is so important because again, I talked about it in the video, you have to raise your rates so that way you can again, make more money and work less hours, which that's the goal. I don't want you working 40 or 50 hours or more, staring at your laptop, not hanging out with your friends and family. And I want you to create a business that you love. And that starts by having a writing niche, because when you have a writing niche, everything changes. You can charge higher rates, you can make it easier to find clients, and you can become an expert. When you become an expert, you can start to charge higher rates because again, clients want to work with experts. They don't want to work with generalists. They don't want to work with a writer who just freelances on any given thing. They want to work with people that know their topic, know their business, and know their industry. And for you, that means you can also write it quicker. So for example, say to yourself right now, if I could get paid to write about one thing, what would it be? For me, it's golf writing. I never thought I would actually get paid to write about golf, but I've made it happen. So just know there's a niche out there for everything. Do not choose your niche just based on what's hot or what's not. Think about what you're super passionate about, whether it's movies or real estate or a sport like me, and figure out what you can declare yourself to the world as and say, I am a insert your niche writer. Second thing we need is a writing website. Again, you need to have a brand online. Otherwise, clients are gonna Google you and have no idea who you are. And again, you only need one thing to really land clients. That's a know, like, and trust factor. People need to know you, like you, and trust you so they will hire you. And one of the best ways I've found to do that is by building a freelance writing website. Now, I have some videos in here and in the description as well to help you kind of figure out what you need to do to build your writing website. But again, do not spend too much time on this. Don't think it needs to cost thousands of dollars or take hours and hours of time. I built my writing website at the end of 2017 and it took me about 3 hours. That one investment literally changed everything. It made me become a successful writer because I finally had a home base online. I could show my samples, I built my portfolio, and I used it to pitch clients. Now my writing website actually comes up number 1 or 2 when you type in the term golf writer. I'm literally on the first page of Google thanks to my writing website. Now clients actually reach out to me for gigs instead of me having to ask them. Once you create your website, let's get some samples up there. You gotta have samples so clients know that you can actually deliver on your work, so make sure to put as many samples as you can up there. Again, we need samples, so make sure you build up your writing portfolio. A video all about that, so make sure to take a look at that because it'll help you land clients by being able to send them that in your cold pitch, or if you hit them up on Upwork or a job board, they will actually see your samples and say, oh wow, this individual can actually get the job done. So again, have 3 to 5 custom samples for your niche, and that way you can send those to clients and start landing gigs. Finally, we just gotta learn to love pitching. So many writers are okay with those first 3 steps. They pick their niche, they build their writing website, they even create samples, and then they are terrified of cold pitching or reaching out on Upwork or using job boards. But you know why? A lot of people are scared of this because they're scared of rejection. And you know what? If you're a writer, I want to tell you right now, rejection's part of the job. You're going to get rejected by editors, you're going to get rejected by clients, and it's what you do in those moments of rejection that determine if you become successful. If you get rejected or if you get critical feedback and you quit and you give up and you just say, I don't believe it, or this isn't for me, That's what so many people do, and they never fulfill their dream of becoming a successful, confident writer. So please understand, I still get rejected. Top writers still get rejected from publications. People get ripped apart by editors. That is part of the process. And the same thing happens when you start to pitch clients. Not everyone's gonna say yes. But as I mentioned, you don't need everyone to say yes. You need 2 to 4 clients to make a full-time income writing. That's it. So please get your offer out there, start working with clients, start understanding who you are as a writer and as a freelancer, and you can start to hit your goals and scale. All right, well, hopefully you guys found that super inspirational because again, I'm no different than you. I just had a goal. I wanted to make money from my laptop. I wanted to build a business with my words, and I was able to do it. And you know what? You can too. And to help you get started, I actually created an amazing free video course to help you land your first client. Here's what it looks like. Make sure to click the link in the description and fill in your email, and I will get you access to this mini course. These are 10 videos to help you get started, build momentum, and understand how to land that first client. Because seriously, when you get your first one, it is so addictive, and you'll realize that, hey, if I can get one, I can get 2, 3, 4, and so on. And make sure you click the link in the description and enter your email so I can get you access to that mini course. And when you do, make sure to come back to this video and let me know about your first client. Well, again, I really appreciate you watching. Hopefully this was inspirational. If you have any questions again about freelance writing, drop them in the comments. I am here to help. And finally, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for notifications so you don't miss any more of this inspirational content to help you make money writing online. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I hope you have an epic day.